My girlfriend, Rachel, came home from her art class 2 months ago with this big announcement. She wanted to explore our relationship boundaries and grow as individuals. Translation. She wanted to sleep with her art instructor, Alex, without technically cheating. She pitched this whole friends with benefits thing, complete with a sketchbook full of abstract art representing our feelings. I'm a 29-year-old freelance writer. I wear graphic tees, unironically, and my idea of a wild Friday night is binge-watching Netflix shows. Rachel clearly thought I'd never actually use this arrangement. So we're both free to hang out with other people. I asked. Exactly. It's about personal growth and exploration. I shrugged. Okay, sounds fair. Her smile faltered for just a second, but she recovered quickly. For 4 months, she went out twice a week. Tuesday art dates with Alex. Friday concerts with her coworker, Jamie. I stayed home, worked on my novel, and played video games. She'd come back at midnight, buzzing, talking about finding herself and expressing her creativity. Meanwhile, I'm Googling whether it's normal for artists to be so emotionally unstable. Then my buddy Mike came over for a gaming session. He saw me looking down and said, "Dude, you know you can actually ask people out, right? That's how friends with benefits arrangements work." I laughed. Who's going to date me? I collect vintage video games, and my last romantic gesture was buying Rachel a handmade coupon book. Make a dating profile. Worst case scenario, you waste an hour. So I did. 29-year-old artist energy, complete with photos of me at my art exhibits and one awkward selfie with a cat. I wrote about my love for sci-fi novels, good coffee, and terrible puns. Within a week, I had 3 matches. One was clearly a bot. One lived in another state, but the third was Emily. Emily, 27, graphic designer, loved hiking and pun battles. She thought my gaming jokes were hilarious instead of nerdy. We texted for days before meeting for coffee. First date, coffee turned into lunch, turned into walking around the park for 3 hours talking about everything. She laughed at my story about accidentally selling my art to a collector who thought it was a prank. I was smitten. Second date, mini golf, where she destroyed me while explaining why anime is better than cartoons. Third date, cooking dinner at her place where I learned she's funnier than me and makes incredible vegan lasagna. Suddenly, I'm the guy smiling at his phone, texting someone who actually wants to hear about my day. Someone who asks follow-up questions when I mention my writing struggles. Someone who sends me funny memes and actually remembers that I prefer dark roast coffee. Rachel noticed immediately. "You seem different, happier. What's going on?" "Just been having a good week," I said, texting Emily back about weekend plans. "Who are you texting all the time? You're always on your phone now." "Emily, we're going to that new coffee shop tomorrow night. The one with the outdoor seating you said looked Instagrammable." Rachel's face went beet red. "Emily, who the hell is Emily? Remember friends with benefits? I'm hanging out with someone. You're supposed to tell me about your dates first. We need to discuss boundaries and rules. This affects our creative dynamic." I actually laughed out loud. "You never told me about Alex's boundaries when you started sneaking around 4 months before we opened things up." Her mouth dropped open. "How do you know about Alex?" "Rachel, you literally mentioned his name in your sleep last Tuesday and Thursday. Also, you've been wearing makeup daily for the first time in 3 years. I'm a writer, not an idiot." She stood there speechless for a full minute before storming out. 10 minutes later, my phone buzzes with a text from her. "This friends with benefits experiment is over. We're closing things immediately. This is destroying our creative partnership." I replied, "Agreed. The arrangement is definitely over. I'm focusing on my novel and my new connection with Emily." Her response was just crying emojis. Turns out the person she thought would never find love again just found someone who appreciates video game humor and actually laughs at jokes about pixel art.